Coming today, we're going to be doing some basics of floral arrangements. So there's all kinds of things that you can know to create all sorts of beautiful floral arrangements. I'm going to be using some faux floral, some fake flowers from Michael's, but again, they just keep getting better and better with their flowers, making them look more and more realistic. Even some of the textures are right on. So faux floral is not a tacky thing. Faux floral is the thing because you can keep it for so much longer. It's going to last. It's going to make for beautiful gifts or for beautiful occasions or just an everyday something to put on your table. So I have a couple of tips and tricks that I'm going to share with you. I would love to know if anyone wants to put in the chat, those of you who are live with me right now, if there's anything in particular that you have questions about or that you want to see me try and do, I would love to help you with that. I have a couple of different floral ideas in my head, but sometimes just inspiration hits, so we'll see what we end up creating. Depending on what materials you have, I'm going to do this in a couple ways where I'm going to show you a couple different variations. So the first I'm going to make is going to be a yellow kind of spring, summer kind of bouquet sort of situation. I think all of these would make for beautiful, amazing Mother's Day gifts, whether it's for your mother or for a friend of yours or for just someone that you want to celebrate. So I think that this will make a really nice kind of medium priced, medium sized presentation. If you have one of the smaller bud vases that I put on, I'm going to show you how you can use some of the leftovers just to make a really cute, easy, put it on a table, give it to a friend. Grab a whole bunch of bud vases, give them out to teachers for Teacher Appreciation Week. So there's lots of fun things you can do with floral that are going to make for really good gifts. So a couple of other things while we're talking gifts that I want to mention is that I have a class that's already on YouTube that I taught how to make bath bombs. So bath bombs are also a really great gift for any of the women in your life. So if you want to learn how to make a bath bomb, there's some really cool kits at Michael's that you can get. I also want to tell you about a class that I'm going to be teaching tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to go over some of the basics of candle making. So I'm going to talk a little bit about wax melts. I'm going to talk a little bit about molds, and I'm going to talk, of course, about jar candles. And this one smells like oatmeal and vanilla. So you too can make your own candles or just at least watch and get some ideas of how to do it if you're interested in doing it yourself. So all of us who are making floral arrangements today might have different vases. We might have different floral, but some of the main ideas of floral arranging are going to be the same regardless of what size, what price the materials are that you're working with. So these materials right here are in shops at Michael's right now. And each one of these little bundles is only 99 cents. So if you're on a smaller budget, we can still make a really beautiful bouquet. We can still make a really beautiful arrangement. These glass vases, we have lots of glass vases. This is like a 9-inch. So this is a very big arrangement. Think centerpiece of a floral or think centerpiece or a floral masterpiece for your tablescape. Something like this, I think, is more of a gift. This one is a vase that's 3.5 by 6.2. So this is a good medium-sized vase. And of course, the bud vase I keep mentioning is very cheap. And also, I shouldn't say cheap, it's very inexpensive. It's a good option for everyone, but it is very small. And so you won't need as many flowers. So if you're on a tighter budget, you might want to think more about bud vases. But each season, Michael's comes out with lots of new kind of vessels to hold the flowers, vases, pots, things. This is in this Valley of the Sun collection that we have right now. If you haven't been in a Michael store lately, you should go in. It's this like deserty rose, beautiful colors of like teal and pink and orange and just some of this terracotta color. So all of this is really pretty and you can make some really awesome arrangements. Some of the floral I'm going to be using is seasonal, which means that it's here right now for spring and summer, and then it's going to be gone again by the time fall comes, because then we'll get our fall colors, and then we'll be making more of those fall autumnal colors too. So even though you might be watching this later on YouTube, and the exact flowers I'm using or the exact vases I'm using aren't going to still be in the stores, the same techniques are definitely going to work. So someone in the chat just mentioned mason jars. Yes. And I think I have somewhere, I am like a jar collector. So you can go to like thrift stores, you can go to different places, and you can find all kinds of sweet little bud vases, those milk jar kind of situations too. Or I used to drink a lot of the Starbucks Frappuccinos and then empty those jars. And you can use those jars and make some really nice size that's nice for a gift, but not terribly expensive to create. Also, some of these like milk jug jars that we sell in the floral department, or some of these pitchers are really nice, especially for summer and spring. So here we go. One of my first tips for you is that when you are using faux floral, there's not going to be water. So that means that this is going to be an empty jar or an empty vase that can easily tip over. So I want you to do is I want you to fill it with something to give it some weight so that when we add flowers to the top, it's not going to be too top heavy. So there's a couple ways you can do that. I love the crushed glass. I love having some different colored sand. I love having some of the beautiful rocks. Now these rocks can be, they can get more and more expensive depending on how nice you want the rocks to be. There are some basic like garden rocks that I put into the shopping list for today. Even just any rocks from your garden or from outside, if you want to give yourself kind of a base layer, and then you want to fill sand around it, or then you want to fill other pebbles or nicer pieces around it, then you're not going to need as much, which is going to be nicer for you for a value. So I'm going to fill the bottom of this one with some crushed glass. And what I like about the crushed glass is that it kind of gives a reflective look. So it's a little bit mimicking water, but it's also nice because it kind of gives me some play. So you can imagine if there's sand or if there's glass or some pebbles in here, that it's going to give me different places to stick the flowers in. So I saw someone also saying that those cemetery marker vases, exactly, this is another perfect use for that. Memorial Day is coming up. Or just, it's nice to remember anyone and just kind of refresh by putting something lovely near a loved one. So I'm going to take some of this crushed glass, and I'm not going to fill the whole vase. And again, if you're worried about money, if you're worried about not using as many materials, this is a good weight. This is also giving me some good places to stick the stems. But you can always use some styrofoam, or you can always put some bigger rocks in there and fill around it so that you don't have to use as much of something more expensive like the crushed glass or some of these beautiful rocks. These beautiful rocks change each season too. So right now, I think the spring collection has some whites and some purples and some greens, and then it'll eventually change to the summer and change colors back into fall too. So we have this nice base, and then I have two bouquets, and these are smaller bouquets. I think they're just like $10, but at this point, I think they're on sale, and I think you can get 40% off on these. So I have two of these, and then I have one of these, which is like a, let's see what it's called, a yellow Forsythia. And so this is what I'm going to be using in this first arrangement. If you want to do something very similar to that, you can get those links and you can find those products. A big tool we're going to be using is going to be our wire cutter, because faux floral is made of wax and wire. And so you're going to need wire cutters, not so much scissors, but definitely wire cutters to get through some of this. So if you just buy these things and put them into a vase, you have something pretty, but we can make it even more fabulous by taking a little bit of time and not being afraid to cut it apart. So I think one of the first tips and one of the first keys I want to tell you about floral arrangement is do not be afraid to cut these bouquets apart. So each one of these bushes has multiple stems on it. And so you have these different flowers and you can purposely place them in different places. So I'm going to kind of pull this waxy wire from this thicker stem, and I'm going to use my wire cutter to get in there, and I'm going to cut that. And I'm going to cut some of these pieces. You don't have to cut all of them, but I'm going to cut some of these pieces apart. Now, the reason why I'm saying you don't have to cut all of them is because you can also leave a few of them on this longer main stem. And if you leave this on this main stem, it's going to give you some more height. So a couple of the things I'm going to talk about over and over again on this floral arrangement class is that things that make floral arrangements really exciting are going to be height, it's going to be color, it's going to be how you use the space in order to fill and make something beautiful. Okay. Oh, someone just put in the chat too that you can use a Stanley water bottle. That is a really smart gift idea. So you can see behind me these two mugs that I've made, or these tumblers I've made in a previous class where I painted and added some jewelry pieces. So you can totally arrange in one of those. And because it's faux floral, they can take the faux floral out, they can wash it, and they can use the cup as intended. So that's a really great idea. Thanks for putting that in the chat for me. So I'm going to cut a couple more of these pieces apart just by going in here and snipping. And sometimes with the floral arrangements, they have different sections where it kind of suggests different places you can cut through. So especially if you need to cut through a larger stem, you can really kind of work with this at one of these joints that they give you, and you can kind of dig through there in order to get all of those wires a little bit more separate. So I think I'm going to leave these two together, but I have these shorter pieces that I can start throwing into this arrangement as well. And then another tip for floral arrangement that I'd like to kind of share with you, something that someone taught me along the way, is that a lot of times in floral arrangements, it's nice to have something that we call a thriller. So this big sunflower or this big black-eyed Susan can be what we would call a thriller because it's a focal point of your arrangement. It's something that catches your eye right away. So I like that. Oh, someone just said using coffee bean grounds in here too. What a great idea. I'm so glad so many people are participating in the chat. So once you have your thrillers, something that's really grabbing somebody's attention, these big flowers that are really beautiful, then you also want to have some flowers that we call fillers. So we have a thriller, we have a filler. So these fillers might be smaller, like daisies, carnations, something, especially if you're working with real floral, that's going to be a little bit less expensive so that you can kind of really balance your budget with it. And then you also want to have something that we call a spiller. So a thriller, a filler, and a spiller are kind of the three main ingredients to a really good arrangement. So a spiller is something that you can think about, like think about a hydrangea and how it might kind of drape down, or some greenery that might kind of drape down and give you some extra something to look at. Or you can think about a filler, a thriller, and a spiller being something that actually can give height. So if I want to have something really tall to kind of get somebody's attention up here. Other things I have behind me a whole floral assortment, as you can tell. So I'm working with a lot of different tools, but you don't have to be this extravagant. Something like this is a good spiller too, because it just gives movement. So this pampas grass is really, really popular in lots of different colors right now. So you can grab this and you can throw it in and it kind of can spill over or just give some more movement. So I'm going to cut apart a couple more of these yellow pieces just to kind of fill this piece a little bit more. And you do want to kind of turn your piece as you go to make sure that it's looking good from all angles, unless you know for a fact that it's only going to be seen, it's going to be against a wall or something and only be seen from one direction. Then you can really focus on putting everything towards the center or towards the front. So for me, I'm going to try and make this a really nice 360 view. And I'm just kind of filling space right now and seeing what happens. And then I'm going to take another careful eye in just a moment and kind of look through and see what I think and see what I could possibly add or if there's anything I could subtract. So someone said that they cut their flowers before class started and it was hard to cut. I wonder if you had a nice pair of wire cutters. Scissors are gonna be rough to cut with, so I don't recommend that. If you do have wire cutters, depending on how thick your wires are too. So I'm using kind of a jewelry size wire cutter right now. But if I was going to be cutting a real long stem or something super, super thick like this one, I would definitely want to get a more intense wire cutter. But I'm working with kind of a medium to small size right now. So I kind of like what's happening here so far. Again, you can tell that using that either sand or using some sort of vase filler is really helping to hide some of those stems. So I like what's going on with that. I like that this is calling my attention, and then I'm seeing some of the other yellows. If you want to bust open another bouquet to get a couple more pieces in there to kind of fill, you can. I think I need another big, so I'm going to grab a big yellow one off of this bouquet and see if that helps me. And also with this, you can try to peel these down. We'll see if I can do it. But sometimes you can get the wire just right, that you can actually peel this away from the stem. I think I'm doing it. There we go. So rather than cut it, you can leave it a little longer by peeling it from that big bundle that's covered in wax. So these affordable flowers, you can get these flowers right now at Michael's. I think most of the spring collection is 40% off. So that would be a great place to get a bunch of affordable flowers. You can also use these same techniques with real flowers. So keep that in mind. If you have a garden that has a couple of wildflowers, or maybe you have a rose bush, then you can grab some of those. And then also I want to point out that at Michael's, we have these very affordable flowers too. They're usually at the end of one of the aisles. So each one of these is just $1. So you can put 5 of them together and make a really beautiful bouquet for just $5. And then if you can thrift a vase, or if you can find a vase, or you could even wrap these in paper and do one of those like craft paper kind of bouquet sort of things, I think that would be awesome too. So I think that this is done. I love the attention that the big flowers are getting. So that's like the thriller of something really interesting to look at. We have some filler pieces with some of these smaller like daisy-like pieces. And then we also have a spiller where it's just kind of giving us some extra space, either in the height or kind of spilling over. And I could do that on purpose. I could pick out some different greenery that's on purpose going to fall over, but I really like the look of this. I like how tall it gets. I like everything that you can see from here. So this is my first arrangement, and I would say that the price of this with everything involved would probably be about $30. And if you think about it, floral arrangements that are real, especially when you start including delivery and things like that, are a lot more than $30. So this is a great affordable way, and it's something that you can keep putting different flowers in and out of. So as the seasons change, maybe you get rid of the white one and you add some oranges and it can move into fall. Or then maybe you start adding in some red ones and it can move into the winter. So keep that in mind, that you can use the value of buying it one time and keep using it for lots of different things. So this is my first one. You could also think about putting a sweet little bow, maybe tying a gift card or tying a little flower if you're going to give it for a Mother's Day gift or for a teacher gift. So this is our first arrangement. I'm going to kind of put it to the side and let me see if there's any questions that I can answer for you. So I see that it says you're planning a bridal shower. Yes, great idea. With a blue hydrangea. Let me check that message real quick. So can you show some ideas working with hydrangeas? I would love to. So yes, I love hydrangeas. Hydrangeas for me are really a nice spiller because they have a lot of movement. So in case you're wondering what we're talking about, something like this is a hydrangea, and you can see how it has that, it falls and it kind of dangles. So it's nice to put into something like this milk pitcher where it just kind of does its thing and kind of falls. And then you can have some of the other flowers coming out into different angles around here and just really have that one focal piece of it kind of falling to the side. So we can definitely work with some hydrangeas and make that happen. I think I'm going to go ahead and do that now. And then I will come back and I will show you a very affordable, teeny tiny arrangement. And we'll be using the smaller bud vase with some of the extra flowers too, just to show you another way to kind of, once you invest in a couple of bouquets, take the bouquets apart, make a couple of different arrangements. And I think that you're really going to be proud of what you're able to accomplish with not too much money. So let's go ahead and work with, I think I'm going to try and do some purples and pinks, maybe blues. We'll kind of see as I go. So one of the ones that I put into the shopping list also is that I have peonies make for really nice thrillers also. Peonies and roses and dahlia flowers. So this is a dahlia, make for really big focal points. They're really cool flowers. Sometimes they're a little more expensive, so use those sparingly as your thrillers that are really going to gain your attention. And then use something a little bit less expensive, like a daisy, like a tulip, like a carnation, even some orchid-like flowers. And you can kind of fill in some space with a filler. And then again, another filler could be some kind of greenery. So I also had in the list of supplies for today for our purple arrangement, I put in this like berry onion grass, sort of lavender. And this has some really nice movement that's going to kind of spill over and give us some pretty things to work with too. So we can use that as our spiller, or we can add in our hydrangeas, or we can have multiple spillers. So keeping in mind that this base, this milk jar, is a lot bigger than the last one. And so the flowers that I'm using, the bouquets, are actually a lot longer. So all of this is going to be a little bit more expensive up front. But again, the best thing about this faux floral is that it looks beautiful, it looks real. And once you buy it once, you can use it forever. Okay. So I have these 3 pieces I'm going to be working with. And I will try to put in a hydrangea so you can see that working too. So I might even take these out and use a hydrangea instead. I'm just kind of playing with the colors and looking at as we go also. Kind of like these. I kind of like that extra pop of pink. Let me know in the chat if you're down with this color combination, or if you have kind of another idea of where we want to go. So with this milk jar, I'm not going to fill this milk jar with glass. I am not going to fill this milk jar with sand. I am going to fill this milk jar with rocks. So it's definitely going to need to be heavy to be able to kind of keep it steady, because we're going to have lots of things. And especially when we have a spiller that's going to kind of take some movement, you don't want it to dump over. So you want to make sure that you have a pretty strong, heavy base. So I've done that. And then if you want to add more things like sand, you can. If you feel like things are moving around too much, another great idea, and this is for regular floral or for faux floral, is you can always use some tape. It doesn't have to be masking tape, it can be clear tape. And you can kind of tape off the top and give yourself almost like a grid so that you have places for the stems to go. And then you just want to make sure at the end that either you put a little bit of moss to cover this up, or just make sure that you have enough so that you can't see the tape. But the tape can give you a really nice grid to kind of make sure that not all of your flowers are leaning to one side, or if you have a big vase or jug to fill, that you still have some placement options. You can even click through this, push through this tape if you want to go in the middle of it. But it's nice to be able to know that this is going to stay over here. So that tape trick is great with regular floral, and it's great with faux floral. Let me take a second and see if I'm missing anything. Lilacs now, beautiful. What would you use for filler? I bet those lilacs would be awesome with this like berry onion grass that has some of that lavender in it. I think that would be really pretty. The other hydrangea color, okay. So you might want more of that one. All right. So I am going to start with my thriller, which are these peonies, and I'm going to cut a couple of these apart. And again, I am going to leave one or two of them on the long stem so that I can get some good height, because you can already kind of start to see that it would be easy once I cut all these apart for them to get kind of lost and have the head way too close to the actual base or the jar. So I'm going to cut a couple of these ones off. And because this is thicker, I'm kind of playing with this wire and bending it and cutting that with my wire cutter. And what's nice about cutting these apart is it can help you if you're really interested in doing some symmetry, kind of keeping your colors separate. You can think about, I like having this one bush here. I am going to kind of poke a hole in my tape that I have and really just let this go down the center. And so it's helping it, that tape is helping it to stand up for me, since I don't have the whole entire base filled with the sand or something that it's going into. It's just a bunch of rocks at the bottom. And then these, I'm sure I'm going to come back to and put in later to kind of balance out the color of wherever I feel like I need to put it. So my next thing I think I want to do is try and find my hydrangea color that I like. So let's see. Here's one. Here's a really vibrant yellow one. I don't know how you feel about that. So give me a hint in the chat. If you want me to use this lighter pink one, this like, I think that might be nice. This darker pop of pink. If you want to try in yellow just to make it really different. How are we doing, Nicole? What are people saying?
We have a lot of yellow and blue and red, and everybody
So
kind of likes all of them.
Okay, so hey, let's make this a colorful piece and let's see what we do. So this is a large hydrangea, and the stem is very thick. Darker pink is their favorite. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. We can always add and subtract, so don't worry. So I'm going to think about how high I want it. Obviously, I don't want it this high. There are some different notches on this that kind of can give me some different parts where I can break through the wire. So is this height good? I probably still want it even lower than that. Let me check out this height. And this height is a lot closer because it goes up to the milk jar and then starts coming down. So I think this is a really nice height for me. And you can see just by me bending it, I'm kind of messing with the wax and kind of busting up that wax. And then I apparently didn't even need wire cutters because I am incredibly strong. So there we have so far, don't panic. So another good tip for floral arrangement is don't panic. You can keep adding, you can keep subtracting. You are not done until you say you are done. And if you don't like the way that something is looking, you might want to take a picture of it, walk away from it, look at your picture and decide, where does it need more color? Where does it need more height? Do you actually like it or not? So sometimes you can't look directly at it because you might not be getting it from the right perspective. You might need to take a picture and walk away from it and then see what happens. So here's this dark pink one. I'm going to do the same thing where I kind of figure out how tall I want it to be. I'm going to try and make it a little bit taller than the other one to give it some more interest. And because I don't have super big wire cutters, I am going to kind of saw through this with brute strength. Oh, sorry. And then I have this nice hanging floral as well. Let me take off the tags. This is beautiful. This is fake, but it looks very realistic, and I am a big fan. So you can decide. I kind of like how one is higher than the other. I do think that my pink peonies are starting to get lost, but don't worry because I have some shorter ones too. I sometimes don't like things to be too symmetric. So I don't want both of them to come out exactly the same, but I do like that one is lower than the other one. The magenta is your favorite. I mean, we could just hydrangea it up. So for a wedding that I've done before, hydrangeas are awesome. If you use real hydrangeas too, they're pretty inexpensive and they fill they fill, they fill, they fill. So you can just buy a couple stems of hydrangeas and that's all you need in an arrangement because it's beautiful and it's full of flowers. So I was using this onion flower that has this like lavender on it, but also something like this might be another good filler or a good spiller. I think this I would think would be more of a filler to give it some more poof. So since we have some pink, some yellow, and some darker magenta, I kind of like the idea of having this purple in here to kind of pull and make it a little more purposeful that all of those colors are happening at the same time, giving us kind of a tropical feel with these colors. So I'm going to cut some of the pieces of this lavender-like fern, and I'm going to be stuffing them in between to kind of fill out this design a little more. So one of my big recommendations too is to find a bouquet that you like. And then the bouquet is already kind of has your thrillers and your fillers in it. And then maybe just find one other piece of like greenery or one other something to kind of spill over and give it a little bit more oomph. And I think you can take apart one of the bouquets that are already kind of gathered together and make something very unique and very pretty. And you'll know that since somebody else kind of put that bouquet together, that you know that the colors are really safe to work with and that they're going to look good together. And you don't have to worry too much about the colors. So I kind of like this, but I'm not in love with it yet. But I do like the way that this purple is kind of filling and giving it some more oomph, especially because this jar is bigger. So one other thing you might have just seen me do was that if you have leaves to something that are in the way, you can cut those off too, just in the same way that you cut down your stem. So if one of these leaves is going to end up inside, you can cut it off, just like you would with a real floral arrangement so that the leaves don't decay. So I do kind of like some of this. I do still have a couple pink peonies. So even that really starts tying things together. Let me get a good picture of this for you. I feel like we're probably going to need something else yellow, or else this yellow doesn't quite make sense. I'm going to take off this leaf right here by cutting this. Let's see, where else do I want to put this? I think I want to put this one over here. So what's great again about faux floral as opposed to the real flowers is I'm being kind of rough with these and they're holding up. Obviously, I'm not destroying anything. And also the fact that if you don't like this yellow, take it out and find something else that you do like and keep playing around with it. And I can use the yellow for a different project. So if I want to kind of keep this in a sweet pink like collection, I can. I would use white instead of the yellow. I love that idea. I think that's great. I don't know if I do have a little bit of a lighter hydrangea. So I do kind of like these. They're not as tall, but that is giving me a little bit of that hydrangea fluff and the kind of spillage that hydrangeas give. So someone's asking in the chat also about how to clean these beautiful arrangements. For years, I've avoided artificial flowers due to the challenge of dusting them. I think that's a great question. Depending on the flowers, it will of course depend on the flowers, but most of these, like I said, are pretty good and pretty sturdy. So I do think a spray bottle of water can work pretty easily. I do think literally taking them out and shaking them outside to get rid of some of the dust is a good idea. Or just after you've had it for a month or two, change out a couple of the pieces, and that's going to help with the dust too by putting in a couple of new ones. You don't have to throw away the other pieces, but you can kind of take them and rinse them down, or you can kind of spray them with water. I like the idea of spraying almost all of them with water, depending on what their fabric is made out of, because it does kind of give it a little bit of a more realistic look to it too. We have some great greenery that if you are able to spray that great greenery, and even if it has a drop or two, it's not going to hurt the greenery and it's going to make it look more realistic too. So you can really fool some people. You could put some scents. If you have some potpourri, you could put that into the bottom of this too, and it would really fool people into thinking that this is more of a real floral arrangement because it might have that nice smell too. So I think that's a good tip for you. I am more happy with these lighter ones, but I could probably keep playing around with this one all day until I kind of find that perfect selection. So maybe if I take out that darker one and really just go for a more pink feel, but I do like this dark magenta, so I kind of want to make that work. So I'm going to put this one to the side. Maybe it's not finished, might just be a work in progress, but I'm going to put this to the side, and now I'm going to focus on a very affordable small piece as well. So these are some of the flowers I've been talking about that are just little bundles that are 99 cents. So they're sweet. And again, you can put these together and just something like this looks awesome, a little wildflower feel to it. But it's even better if you start cutting some of these apart and start actually arranging them on purpose. Put these to the side. So I'm going to find a small little vase. I think I'm even going to go with my teeniest, tiniest bud vase. And this is a lot of flowers for this vase, but I think we can make it work and we can cut some of these down. So I'm going to take this beautiful purple bush, and it's a purple carnation, mini carnations. This one is some yellow gypsophila, and this one is another little carnation bunch of orange carnations. So I'm going to cut some of these apart. Does Michael's Craft sell a silk flower cleaner? That's a great question. I do believe that they have it in the store. And if they don't have it in the store, I know for a fact that they have it in the online marketplace. So check that out. If you can't find it in the store, or maybe check online first, I do know that we sell some online. So because this is so thin, pebbles are probably not going to work. I think I am going to lean more towards the glass or the sand. It doesn't have to be a pink sand. It can be whatever kind of sand we want. Maybe I will use, I happen to have some of this champagne color. I think that'll look nice in this. I'm going to fill, just using all my resources today. The yellows would look great with the dark purple. I absolutely agree. Those complementary colors, grab your color wheel, start finding some colors that you like. But what I do like about like the floral section right now at Michael's is that really awesome professional designers have decided what color floral to sell because they know what's hot, that they know what's trending, and they know what looks good together. So you can trust them and buy a bouquet or two and use that color theme to kind of play out in some of your different arrangements. So use them as a starting piece, and then you can start adding to it. Is this better than using just water? I would not use water because these are wire. And so if you have wire in water for a long time, you're definitely going to get some gross brown, orangey kind of tint to your water, and definitely kind of ruin that stem by leaving it in the water. So I don't think I would just add water. I don't think that would work for what I'm doing. But this bud vase might actually be sturdy enough, especially because these flowers we're going to put into it are not very heavy. I don't think it's in danger of tipping over. So if the glass or the sand, this glass isn't really giving me the movement I want. So I'm going to actually try it without, and we can see if we like that. You can also kind of hide some of the stems because it is kind of the stem that sometimes gives it away as a fake flower, especially as we're cutting it down. But you can also kind of hide it with a bow or something like that also. So I'm going to put this one in. I like the height that this is giving me right now. I love these purple carnations too, but I'm going to cut some of them apart to get some shorter ones. So I can let the orange kind of be the star and have the height, and then have a few of these purple ones off to the side. I'm going to use this one. And I am going to pull these leaves off to kind of give it a fresher look. And I do want these to be nice and tall, so I'm going to try and peel this down too. If you ever get flowers that are too short, that's where your floral wire can kind of come in handy. And you can kind of wrap some extra floral wire to give you some extra height. So that's pretty sweet so far with just those. I like the height of the purple, but I don't want it to match it, so I'm going to cut this down just an inch or two. Silk and Splendor, yes, thank you. The Silk and Splendor can be used on artificial flowers, including ones that aren't silk, yes. So I like that this one has height more than these, somewhere in the middle, but letting that orange really be the showcase. I like these. These are called Purple Berries, and these are really cute, but I don't know that they're going to give us anything special because I think they're going to be a little too short to go in here. I do like these yellow ones. These are yellow gypsophila, and these, I like the height of these, and I bet that I could get these to kind of, if I want a spiller or something, to kind of lean over to give me, fill up some more space instead of it being so vertical. I can do that. So let's see what this yellow looks like in here. Just adds a sweet little touch to make it a little bit more than that one kind. Instead of just using what, yeah. So I'm seeing in the chat, someone's talking about, again, the cleaner for any particular artificial flowers. Yes, I do think that artificial cleaner will absolutely be better than water. But if you don't have anything else, like I said, I think the water on the flower part, just a little spray would be okay. But as I did say, you don't want to stick the stems in water forever because they are going to rust. I really like that. I can call it, but I think I want to add just a little bit more yellow to it because I'm kind of moving it around and seeing a little bit of a blank space right here. Nope. I'm looking at the wrong camera right here. So I'm going to try and fill this purple space a little bit more with some yellow. I do want it to be a little bit of a medium length in between these purples is what I'm trying to aim for. And I'm so glad so many of you are participating and asking such good questions in the chat and letting me know about your own plans. It's so much cheaper to do floral yourself when it comes to parties or even weddings. I know it's intimidating, or it can feel intimidating, but it is absolutely something you can do yourself. So consider that. Oh yeah, I love that little guy right there. I'm happy with this. So sometimes you can always step away, take a picture of it to see if you're happy with it. If this needs a little bit of extra weight, you could put a little bit of sand at the bottom, but I do think that this is sturdy enough and the base is heavy enough, this glass is heavy enough, that I really think it's going to be fine for this particular set. You could make a sweet bow, you could tie some twine around it, maybe attach a little card or something like that. So I love this. Yeah, someone's also saying in chat that they've been to weddings that had fake flowers that look great. And then yes, someone can take them home, or even better yet, you know, you can reuse them. You could donate them to a thrift store and someone else can make their whole wedding out of the flowers that you already used, as opposed to just the flowers being dead afterwards. So I like that idea. So I think I'm at a pretty good stopping place, but I would love to answer some more questions, or I would love to keep showing you lots of different things. So let me know what you're interested in. We had these vases that are like pops of color. We had a really pretty, somebody said use the canned air like on your keyboard to dust off That's a great idea I had never even thought of, but yes, that compressed air, just blow that dust right off of it. I think that's a great idea. Um, so I love these vases. We have this color wall that we had. It's still there, but it's being reduced right now. But all these pops of color, and we had all these different things that happened in reds and yellows and blues and greens and all the different colors and all these beautiful color stories. So I grabbed a couple of these vases because I just really love them. And literally these are 99-cent flowers again that I kind of cut apart and put into a couple of different designs. I didn't even take any time with this one to put anything in it because this is a really heavy vase. So you can see that my flowers are kind of hanging to the different sides. If I put some filler in there, I could get more of an upright kind of feel to it. But this was just a real quick and easy kind of put a few things together, and it's a beautiful gift or something beautiful for your desk at work. Same kind of thing. I love a color story. I love a lots of different variations of the same color. So grab a yellow story, get some yellows, get some oranges, and put them all together in something with a really nice base like this. So here we go. And other questions? Do you do custom floral arrangements? We used to have a custom floral counter at Michael's. We don't currently, but we do offer huge selections of flowers year round. And then we always have special sections of all the flowers that are in season. You might see behind me too, this is some of this summer collection that we have also. So these are mostly bouquets, and I just kind of added one or two extra things to it. I love, love, love this vase that we were selling with these white arches, very sophisticated. I also like, I'm taking things from all over my room right now. Like this is another new vase that we have. I love this geometric kind of feel to it, or just really simple, modern, sleek. I love it. And then instead of even doing flowers, I just went for some greenery. And so just this, again, I didn't spend a long time. I didn't do a lot to this. I just kind of stuck them in here, and I really liked what it was doing. And I am happily putting this in my little background for when I'm doing calls for work and things like that. So these are all floral arrangements. This is another one of those examples of what I was saying with like grab a bouquet as a base or as a starter and then add to it. I'm trying to find, oh, here's one. This is a really nice big summer bouquet that we sell in the store. And you can tell with this one, I love it too because it has oranges. There are a couple of them that have lemons and a couple of them that have limes too. So I really like this. This is a great starter. You could potentially put this in a vase and be done. And it is very beautiful, but with just a little bit of extra effort of cutting some of these apart and purposely placing them, I think you're going to end up with an arrangement that you like even better. So start with the bouquets that they already have, add a little bit more to it, or kind of fluff it out and do some different heights. And then you're going to end up with something that I think you're going to be really excited about. So what flowers and filler would you use with the lavender? So with this, I don't know if you're talking about this or if you're talking about this like onion lavender. I'm a fan of these. I like that it's going to give you the white and the purple together. And then I think I might do something with these as well. Or maybe another sweet lighter purple. But I do like that white with the lavender to really kind of give it something to play off of. And these have a nice little pop of purple in the middle too. Can you show us how you did the beautiful larger arrangement? I don't know if you might be talking about this one. Fresh lavender stems. Yes, if you can mix and match real and faux together for sure. So with this one, I filled this vase with a bunch of pebbles. And the pebbles, because they're cheaper, and also pebbles rather than rocks, because I need places to be able to stick these different stems. So I know I can't at this particular moment tell you which ones came together for sure as the bouquet, because I have cut these stems apart, but I'm sure I started with something like a focal point. So this to me is a thriller. This is a really beautiful rose. If you could feel this right now too, the feel of this is so real. It's not waxy. It doesn't feel like fabric. It feels like a rose petal. It's kind of freaky almost. So this is a really nice thriller to just grab someone's attention right away. And then I would say that some of these other flowers could be considered more of your, I mean, that's a thriller too. This is just a bundle of thrillers. How much would it cost? Would the cost be of the all green arrangement in the modern white base? Yes. I honestly don't know the price of the vase, but it is available right now on the website. And this is 1, 2, 3 pieces of greenery. And you can tell I didn't even bother cutting them apart yet. So sometimes the greenery, it's on sale quite often. But sometimes if it's something really, really nice like this, that's going to last you a very long time, it could be about $15. So let's say that each one of these stems is 15 and the vase itself might be something close to 15. It could cost you somewhere around 60, but if you bought a floral arrangement for $60, which they do cost that much, and then it dies, as opposed to this one, you have the vase you can keep reusing and you have the greenery, which lasts for all seasons and will keep working for you. This is an investment that once you've made, you get to keep it forever. So keep that in mind when you're talking about purchasing these, because yes, they can be expensive, but they can be expensive because they're good quality and they're going to last you for a very long time. All right. I'm going to keep kind of answering questions as I see them, and I'm going to keep kind of adding some of these flowers back to this last vase as we go. My personal Instagram is 4M Coleman. So if you want to get a hold of me and ask me any specific questions about floral arrangements or any of your specific colors or advice or tips or tricks or things that you want to contact me for, you can do that. And I would love if any of you decide to make your own arrangement, if you want to share that with us at Learn with Michaels, you can tag us on Instagram and we will love to reshare so everybody can see your beautiful design. And you can also tag me or use the hashtag Learn with Michaels. Yes, if you or someone you know is even willing to play with fake flowers, you can save so much on weddings. I sometimes think that if you even say the word wedding, the prices go up a couple $100s, but you are very capable of doing this yourself. So don't be afraid and know that you can always keep playing with something. You can keep adding and subtracting. Oh, I can tell now that this was part of the original bouquet. And this has a really nice height to it. Probably should have put this in towards the beginning, but this height that it's giving me is looking really good right now. I like this so far. Do I start making the arrangement with the flowers first and fill in with the green leaves? That's a great question. I usually start with my thriller, and I usually start with my focal point. And then I do kind of start adding in some filler to kind of fill up space. And then I do think last I tend to go to the spiller, which is often the greenery, just to kind of like this piece I'm adding right now is this awesome leaf. And it just gives it something. And because it is wire, I can do a really good job of kind of bending it around to fill my particular need. I love kind of seeing where there's some blanks and I feel like I need some yellow. I need to see it in a different direction. Feel like I need a little bit more yellow over here. So I think this is looking really nice. I love these tropicals. So adding in a fun tropical over here. And I will just continue to play around with this until I end up with a design that I absolutely love. And you can't really go wrong because these flowers are beautiful. And these leaves, I love these leaves, really just give it that something. And you can still tell that particularly in this class, or particularly in this particular arrangement, this focal point is still really where my eye goes. So that thriller is really still doing its job. I think I want to kind of put some things in the middle so there's not that much of that gap of color right there. Just change the height of a few things, and I have a really pretty, beautiful floral arrangement. So thank you so much for joining us today. I had a lot of fun. We had our very small, inexpensive, this could be less than $10, probably even less than $5 if you can find your own vase. We have something like this. Maybe I should have put some sand in the bottom of that one. We have this beautiful vase and this beautiful floral piece that's probably closer to $60 along with that other piece we had. And we had our original sweet little arrangement. And this is probably a middle price one, probably about $30, $40. You could probably do cheaper if you can find a thrifted vase or have a vase already at your house. So thank you so much for coming. I hope that you enjoyed, and I would love to see you again. Maybe we can make candles tomorrow. See you later.